Hey, it's Bernard Nomberg with the Nomberg Law Firm, and when you go into a hearing after you've appealed an unfavorable decision of a Social Security disability matter, that hearing can be a little stressful. It's the time, probably the first time the judge has ever seen you in person, the first time you've ever been in one of these types of hearings. So what I want to discuss for a couple of minutes are some questions that typically are asked during the hearing. At the hearing, you'll be placed under oath. We'll be in the room with the vocational expert, the administrative law judge, the assistant to the judge, and then us, typically just 5 people. But inevitably, the judge is going to have some questions. They're going to want to know the answers to some of these things, and you need to be prepared. And we'll meet a week or 2 before the hearing. We'll go over these things so that you're comfortable when you go into it. In no particular order, let me throw out some of these things you need to be able to be prepared to answer. And some of them, of the questions, are going to be like, how long can you sit in any one period of time before you have to stand up and stretch your legs? And if you do, when you do break from sitting, why is it that you break? What's causing you to have to get up? Same question goes for standing and walking, lifting, those kind of things. So you need to be able to have answers for that. Something along the lines, well, I can sit for about 30 to 45 minutes, but my right leg falls asleep, or it gets numb, or the pain sets in, so I have to move around. I can only walk for about 15 minutes at the time, because after that, then my walk is off because of pain. Whatever it is, you need to be able to respond to those things. You're going to be asked questions about your activities of daily life, such as your sleep patterns. Do you sleep at night? Do you wake up several times? Do you toss and turn? Do you sleep in a bed? Do you sleep in a chair? Those kind of things. Are you able to get dressed by yourself? Can you bathe yourself? Are you able to do chores around the house? If not, who does them? Why can't you do them? Those kind of things. So you're going to have to be able to talk specifics with the court, because they want to know. They're not against you, but they want to see if what you're telling them matches up and is consistent with the medical evidence that they've already reviewed. You're going to be asking questions such as, can you prepare your own meals? Can you do housework? Can you do yard work? Are you able to drive and do errands? Those kind of things. And what's a typical day for you? What's your abilities? What things can you not do now that you used to be able to do before you were hurt or before your condition deteriorated? You're also going to be asked why you can't work. For example, if you had a simple job where all you did was sit at a table and fill orders, or put pins in a box, or whatever it is, for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, can you do that? And if you can't, you need to be able to explain to the court, what is it about your medical conditions? Now, there's a lot of questions I just threw out, but those are just some of the things that typically are going to be asked by the administrative law judge, because a lot of those things are not necessarily addressed in the medical records. Sometimes they are, but the judge wants to hear from you. The judge wants to be able to assess you, to find out if you're being truthful and credible and the like. But we'll prepare for this before your hearing. But I wanted you to hear this and think about this before we have our meeting, before we prep for it. If you have any questions or concerns about this, obviously give us a call at 205-930-6900 at the Nomberg Law Firm. Our website's nomberglaw.com. We can be found on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.